This is going to be a quick intro to the Photoshop toolbar. I'll briefly explain what the tool is and give a quick demo as to what it can do. There's by far more things than you can do with the tool than I'm going to show you, but again, this is just a brief introduction. First of all, here's your toolbar worksheet that you need to fill in the blanks here. So you simply hover over the tool in the toolbar, and then it'll pop up, like in this case it says rectangular marquee tool, and so that's what you put in this blank here for this tool. If you choose, you can also put in the shortcut key. In this case, the letter M will bring that tool into activation, so that's up to you. I know some shortcuts in Photoshop. I have a long way to go to know all of them, but if you become a user of Photoshop, you'll want to learn shortcuts. Alright, the toolbar here is arranged quite vertically, and it doesn't look like my toolbar, so I'll try to make it look as close to the one you see here as the one over here. So I'm going to click on this little double arrow, and now it's taking shape. I'm just trying to match them up here. This tool doesn't look the same. So I'm doing this to point out that there's a little triangle or diamond for each tool, and if you press and hold on that, you'll discover that some of the tools have more tools underneath of them. So you have to be watchful for that. So this is supposed to be the lasso. There's the lasso. And so you might have to do this with your Photoshop too to match the toolbar worksheet. And then let's keep going down. So far so good. This one here isn't matching. Clone stamp tool. Okay, even though that's one you don't have to fill in, I'm trying to match them up. Burn tool, supposed to be there. And it's not a big deal if these aren't showing exactly the same, but I'm just showing you that you can have these tools appear, the ones that you're familiar with appear on top, or the ones you use most frequently appear on top, so they show. And the color chips, I'll show you a quick way to do this. These are the color chips here, and so to get this exact color, I would just move my mouse and it turns into eyedropper. I click OK, and I click that color chip, the background one. Click here with my eyedropper, click OK, and now all these colors are matching. Alright, I think we're ready to start. Okay, the top tool here is the rectangle marquee tool. I'm waiting for it to hover and display. Okay, so that's what you'd write in the first blank. I'll give you an idea what this will do. Let me put a layer of black over it. Notice I have layers here. We're going to talk about layers in a little bit, but let's worry more about the tools than what I'm doing over here. You can use the rectangular marquee tool to select an area, and there's lots of things we do with selections. It's one of the big three things in Photoshop. Layers, selections, and masks are the big three. I could press the backspace key and cut a hole through it, for example. So it's a way to select an area. Now, these moving lines are called the marching ants. To make them disappear, you go up to the word select and choose deselect. Although in another video we're going to go over important shortcuts to know, because going through all of these menus will take time, and knowing the shortcuts will save you time. Alright, back to our worksheet. The lasso, let me demonstrate that one quick. Lasso, in this case you freehand a selection, so I'm just moving it, and then you have to connect it, and then it becomes the marching ants, like you did backspace and cut through. Alright. Next tool down is the crop tool, and so for this tool I can drag it. You notice the grid on the crop, and as you guess, that grid that you see there, that's the rule of thirds grid, so you can crop according to the rule of thirds. I do not want to do that right now, but just showing you that tool. Alright, next tool, spot healing brush. Although we don't do a lot with that in this class, These are fantastic tools for working on photos. The content aware move tool is just crazy. There's a separate tutorial I have for that you can watch. Some of these I need to learn more about, but they're really good at repairing or making things disappear like they were never there in your images. All right, eraser tool. So I could use that tool. Excuse my eraser's too large here. You could simply erase. Now the reason why it's kind of erasing kind of fuzzy like this is because of the settings up here. All the tools have settings up here. Right now I got it at 60. To make it a really hard eraser, I change the setting and now it's going to erase a little bit harder. And I can change my brush here by pulling this triangle down. All these are fuzzy brushes. There's all kinds of designer brushes for erasers and brushes. You could open up this button here, the brush presets, and there's just all kinds of different things you can do to change the brush. Now here I added noise to my brush. I wonder what that'll look like. Let's try it. And let me scroll down. Make my brush a little smaller. I'll show you how to do that in another video. Oh, that's kind of a cool effect. Oh, I like it. So let's try it on the whole image. Oh, I kind of like that effect. So you can see there's a lot that you can do with just a little brush and an eraser. Going up to the top here, the move tool. Let me turn something else on. I got this shape here. The move tool, you just move different objects on the screen using the move tool. It'll become pretty handy. Next tool is the quick selection brush. Let's say I have a design like this and I want to select certain areas of it. I would just start painting, and this is creating what's called a selection. The marching ants will appear. So this is good for selecting things that are exactly the same color. I did not do a great selection here because there's different shades and tints in this, but that's the quick selection tool. Underneath the quick selection tool is the magic wand. A lot of you will use that for some of your projects. In this case, it just picks an area of color. Again, it doesn't do that great a job of selecting just the box of color here I want, and I'll be going over how to do a better job with that in upcoming videos. Brush tool. Works just the same way as the eraser, except you're adding a color. In this case, I have colors chosen here, and so I got some weird special effect brush on. To change that, I could pick a different brush or change the size here. I'll just go here now, and now I'm just using a hard brush like so. And we'll do lots more with brushes coming up. Custom shape tool, you can make shapes. The magnifying glass, if you click on the magnifying glass, you can click the plus and you can zoom in. You could click on the minus and zoom out, but you'll discover there's lots of shortcuts for everything in Photoshop. If I click and hold down my mouse, I can just slide it to the left or right. Oh my gosh, it gets really small. Or I could drag my mouse to the right and zoom in, to the left, zoom out. I must have said the opposite, but to the left is zoom out, to the right is zoom in. That's pretty handy for doing some really detailed edits. All right, these are the important color chips. The top one is your foreground color chip, and your bottom one is your background color chip. The more important one for most of the time is your foreground color. For instance, if you wanted to brush something on here using that color, this is the color that's going to brush. Here we've got the default foreground and background colors, so this resets it to black and white, and this is the flip flipping the black and white switch, switching foreground and background colors. You'll need to know those. We'll be using the color chips frequently. Well, there were a lot of buttons and tools here that we did not take time to go over yet, but I just wanted you to have a little intro, and I'd like you to try using these, but fill out your toolbar. Of course, I went too fast, but you just hover your mouse over and you'll find the names of the ones that you need to fill your toolbar worksheet. So there's your quick intro to the PS Toolbar.